quickly that just stick with me. I'ma always bring it home. I'ma always get to it. I'ma always make it make sense. I'ma land my plane, in other words, because I am a yapper. But I'm trying to be more mindful in my yapness, if that's a thing. I knew I wanted to talk about this when the time was right, and it's been on my spirit to talk about this for quite some time. And I want to let y'all know what Tomei been doing, where she been at, okay? So, like I said, bear with me. It's going to all make sense. The dots going to connect. It's going to make a very vivid picture, if you will. So, about 2017, maybe even 2016, I don't know. I'm sure somebody will fact check if this reaches who it is supposed to reach. I was heavy into podcasting, blogging, being a lifestyle personality. That's what I call myself, a lifestyle personality. And I enjoyed it. Like, I did it for free. I was interviewing some really huge people, some really dope people that was doing great things for the city, and people outside the city that was bigger than the city, that was like super famous, that allowed me to be able to, get a piece of their time, with little old me. And I did that shit for free. I'm not really a cursor, but it'll be sprinkled down through there. And at some point, I'm probably gonna be like, I need notes. I need a note pen so I can stay on point or whatever. But it won't be me. It won't be authentic. It won't be raw if I do that. And I'll be thinking too much. But what I was trying to say in the previous video is my backstory to the backstory. Because sometimes it be a few of those. Like, keep it real. So that you can get to understanding what the end point is, right? So basically, I was this media personality, this lifestyle personality that I knew that I wanted to aspire to be, right? My thing was tech tips, celebrity gossip, and makeup. That was my thing, right? And then it kind of went into some other things. But it's okay. Everything happened for a reason. It's going to all come full circle. Everything works together for the greater good. Always to get the outcome that serves you. And when I say you yourself, that's what's supposed to happen for your path, your timeline, right? So, those things didn't work out. I even went to school, graduated from Texas Southern University with a bachelor's in radio, television, and film, minor in journalism, which means I can write, I can edit, I can take stuff. Of course, to practice, I can get way more better at my craft, right? COVID happened, shut that down. I had the best internship that anybody could probably ever want, as far as like RTF, at least for my desires in my life, right? It was very, very, very fun, but very short-lived. I was also part of this organization called HAB, and immediately I kind of gravitated towards them and started doing a lot of things with them because I really believed it. Yes, so I was part of this organization. I really gave it my all, and at the time I didn't have the support that I needed at home and around me. I started maybe even one person, and it was the person who was my manager at the time, who was my life partner, to be honest with you. Okay, so I didn't really have the confidence in myself to do things on my own, like how I'm about to start doing now. And just believing in myself because of all these other things that I'm going to get to, right? And when I put my heart and my hope into getting this degree and thinking I would have this career and I'm meeting all these people and I'm in the right places, why is this not happening for me? But now, today, I know why it's not happening for me or why it didn't happen for me. I kind of like started, I think, my mental decline. Despite all the other things going on in my life, you still have, I feel like, a psychological connection or a mental connection to your life's purpose. What are you doing every day? Like, what are you doing for work? What could you do every day for free that was fulfilling? You know, so this for me was being a lifestyle personality. Like, I could do that stuff on the corner, you know, even if it was just one person. Like, I was making videos that was getting no views. I was putting all these men I was into or whatever. So that was kind of like the start of the decline of my mental health. And before I realized that all paths lead to one thing, and that's your mind and how you work, you know. But that's just come with growth and living, right? Because this was probably about 10 years ago, or it felt like 10 years ago to me. That kind of like sprinkled a little trail I would like to follow. I like to call my little trail into my mental decline, right? Um, so you see a day in the life of Tomei. She's at these amazing events. She's doing these amazing things. She has this amazing lifestyle online. People are gravitating toward it, and then I dropped the In Bloom series, or we dropped the In Bloom series, and the amount of love and attention that it got was very overwhelming for me, because people was like, I can't believe, like, not me about to get emotional already. People was like, you smile every day, you so positive, you so beautiful, you so this, you so that. How could you be feeling those ways? And it's very interesting because, I mean, shit, you can miss somebody, but shit, you ain't gonna waste all your time or spend all your time when there's other things in life that keep your life going, that you can't spend all into it until it gets to a point where all bets are off and you are stuck and you can't do anything outside of that because you stuck in that moment or whatever, which also happened to me. I think in that time, before I went back to school, I think my best friend passed away. My best friend was my grandmother. And just so recently I found out like why, or a new level was unlocked. A new way of thinking was unlocked on why. Yeah, so a new level mentally was unlocked on like why she served so much of a purpose to me and what she meant to me and what she gave me that my sisters that are in my life now give me and remind me of. But we'll get to that at another date or another video, because this can go so many ways, and I will make them all tie in and circle back. But anywho, I call it my first awakening. I was 25, I believe, when she passed away. Maybe even 27, I don't know. But at any point, at any rate, I was a full-grown married adult with a child. And in no way was I an adult, was I a grown woman, like, at all. At all. So I say I have not grown up. I always think of myself anyway as a first-time lifer, a very young spirit, a very green spirit, like someone who's just experiencing a lot of things in life for the first time. Some people just have this intuition where they just know, because maybe some life experiences have given them that, or maybe they came here with that because of other experiences. But for me, I'm figuring a lot of stuff out for the first time, so bear with me. You know what I mean? So now when I see and encounter the children in my life, I'm looking at them and I'm like, dang, like, just give it time, boo. Give it time, boo. It'll make sense. Even if it don't make sense now, it makes sense when you're 88, okay? But that was my first awakening to the real world and viewing the world for what it was. Like, the world I was living in pre her being gone versus her, well, the world with her being here versus the world with her not being here, totally different. I could see the pain the lies. I could just see a level. Yes. So she was just that girl to me, like my best friend, like my true best friend who never betrayed me. Like I don't think I'm comfortable or ready to tell y'all about my betrayal story, especially for free. If you know, hey, whatever. But it's definitely a great story. That made me who I am. The It helped me grow and be a better person. But anywho, it ain't even about all that. If only one person watch it, like I always say, it reached who it was supposed to reach. But that was my girl. That was my awakening. That was the lifting of the veil of the truth for me, for the world that I live in. Okay? And it was tough. It was tough. Um, and it took me up until this year to actually be able to heal from that lost from so many years ago. I think TJ was like 2. So it was like 8 years ago. And I just found a lot of different ways to cope, which I will reveal. So all the while, I am in my very long career as an IT help desk person. That is what majority of my work years have been in. I even taught it at some point when I taught about computers or whatever, and I have a knack for just wanting to help. That's just who I am in life. Like I want to be helpful. I want to be a servant. I know that about myself. I figured that out. That's what now brings me joy that I could do for free. But I know better not to do things for free anymore. Only if it's volunteering and I choose to do so. So meanwhile, I'm losing jobs, not understanding why I'm losing jobs, why I can't get to work on time, why I'm not motivated. I'm just thinking like, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Mind you, therapy has always been like a real thing in my home. Like from a young age, I was in therapy. Like my mom didn't play about stuff like that. So I don't play about stuff like that with my kid. My kid has been in therapy for several years now. And that's normal. She normalized that for me so that I can make it normal for my kid. So, like I said, so I'm losing great jobs, not understanding why I'm losing good jobs or whatever. My granny is gone. I'm just so lost, but I'm living every day because why? Bills got to get paid. You still got to be a mom. You still have to be a wife. You still have to be a friend. You still have to pay your bills. They don't give a damn about you not feeling it. Because I just came from the generation of you got a job, you got a skill, you work, and you work, and you work. Meanwhile, I'm creating more trauma on top of the trauma that I didn't know I had. And it's just all this pressure. In therapy, we call it rocks in your backpack. So I'm putting all these rocks in my backpack. I don't even know that my backpack been full. My backpack was full in 88. I wasn't born till 89. So that tell you something, right, about what I was born into. But anywho, that's a whole nother story for another day. COVID happened. So I graduated with my degree in RTF. I'm still trying to do my media stuff. I still have my website to this day. Even though I've lost a lot of things due to being hacked and changing servers and all the other technical stuff that anywho. And COVID happens and everything that was going on gets heightened. And when I say everything that was going on, I'm talking about trauma in life. I feel like just every day living on here just adds more trauma to the trauma. Okay? And I just got to this point where I didn't work. I think I didn't work from like 2018 when Hurricane Harvey happened, up until 2021, when I got my first job, working in a school district. It was a charter school that took a chance on me, somebody who didn't work for 4 years, even though the game didn't change. But I wasn't really, I guess, active in my field. Now, I did some home consulting on my own, and I worked on people's computers here and there, for gig work and things like that. But also, side note, like, them 4 years that I ain't worked and them 4 years that I was broke was the best, like, 4 years of my life. Especially when COVID happened. Like, oh my God, like, happy. I guess maybe in hindsight, like, because there were things I didn't have to worry about that were on my psyche. So I was already spread thin mentally anyway, right? Alright, so land my job in 2021. On August 16th, it was my mom's birthday. I kid you not, 2 days later, like that Wednesday, I had COVID. I was out for like 14 days. Like that first round of COVID had me out. It's scary how COVID really like took havoc over my body. I'm talking about I couldn't even walk to the mailbox. Fuck the mailbox. I couldn't walk to the front door without being like, like how I am now. And also in hindsight, with everything going on, I was like the biggest weight I had ever been. Okay, like I was huge. And no, I'm not gonna insert no picture. No. Okay? Huge. Just unaware. And I'm drinking every day. I'm eating sweets. I'm shopping. All of these things that I've learned to be coping mechanisms. To get me through, and thank God for it at the time. But come growth, come, better, you do better. So I'm working for this company that took a chance on me, because I hadn't worked, and I'm not making no money really. Like, I'm just happy to have a job with benefits at this point. So I'm very grateful in that I'm here with them, and I'm noticing like I'm stressed out. I'm using my personal car. Like, I'm taking care of like 7 schools, which eventually turned into... No, wait, I had 5 schools, which eventually turned into like 10 schools because of the overturn rate. But anything that I learned about myself is that when I commit to something, I give it my all. I'm not going to half-ass it. So now I'm very more so cautious of what I take on. Because what is the cost of taking on that stuff? Mentally, physically, financially. Like, what is it going to take away from to where I can't function and be my best self and my highest self, my happiest self, right? My purest self. But, anywho, take the job. I'm working the job. Next thing I know, it's 2023, I believe. No, wait. It's 2022. I started teaching in 2022. So again, like I said, I'm working for this school. I'm working in IT. One of the schools just so happened to have an opening for a computer science teacher. I'm like, I'm getting a little sleepy. So I'm looking a little mad, but I'm not. And I'm also trying to like think of like, am I rambling? I'm overthinking it. But anyway, I'm going to stick to it. Go ahead. Those feelings of overthinking. So before that, and this is how I feel like everything is aligned. Everything's going to be what it's going to be. All the steps are ordered. So I'm working on this AP or assistant principal. No, I think it was the actual principal. I'm working on his computer because he was fairly new, and we was transitioning him in and getting him all set up. And then this other guy was like, have you ever thought about teaching? And I was like, actually I have, but I don't have no experience in it. I don't know if I like kids for real. Like, I got one kid, like, he my blood, he stuck to me, baby. Somebody else kid, like, I don't know, you know. And there was an opening at one of the schools that I already supported, and I did the application. I got the interview. They were already familiar with me, and I got the job. So by October, I believe, like 2022, I was a teacher. And in a charter school, if you have a degree, you can teach. And I just so happened to pick something that I already had previous knowledge to, because I don't really like to look dumb. And I just had so much hope. Like, but I also didn't know what questions to ask. So now I know when I'm going into something, ask questions. What's the worst that can happen when you ask questions? You find out the truth. You find out if it's for you. So ask questions. Don't just assume. Don't just take things for what they are, you know? And I used to do that. I used to do that as just not even knowing. Yes, I'm showing off my nails. Nails by my girl, at Bella Laveau. Anyway, had to plug her because I love her. But yeah, just so hopeful. I say bushy tail, bright eyed. And them people sat there in my face and knew, like, this gonna give her a run for her money. And I was already deficient, like, in the whole read. Wasn't in the black. I was in the read already. And y'all let me come in here. So I come in, and my first day, I get cursed out. Like, I'm crying my first day. And part of the interview is you have to do a test teach, but later you find out that's really your class. And so I killed my test teach because, why? I know how to act. I know how to perform. I've been performing in all areas of my life for quite some time. Not to say I was lying about it. I just knew how to get through it. It was something in me that knew how to get through it. I can't explain it. I just was able to do it. Okay? And, of course, I got the job. I started in October. I finished my first school year. I taught an elective, so I taught 9th through 12th grade. But I was on the 11th grade hallway. I had like a homeroom with a bunch of boys. I'm a boy mom, so I excelled at that. All the students loved me. They knew about who Miss Richard was right away. Loved it. I soon realized like how underserved the school was, and I knew the school was underserved because, like I said, I supported a lot of different schools around Houston, and they were not created equal. And my particular school was in the Sunnyside area, and I was not prepared for what happened to me as a teacher. Things were stolen from my desk. My personal items were stolen from my desk. Money was stolen out my desk because I would just keep petty cash like ones and stuff, because they were selling stuff in school, so somebody always selling something. And I was like very supportive of like all my athletes, including the cheerleaders, like the people that was in theater. Like, they knew like Ms. Richard would support them, right? If you don't know, I'm very much so into Harry Potter. I don't know if you can see my tattoo. Can you see my tattoo? Very much so into Harry Potter. That was me and my grandma thing. So when I miss her, I watch it. When I need a form of escapism, I watch it, or whatever. When it's fall, I watch it. When it's sunny outside, I watch it. When it's time to breathe, I watch it, if you get my drift. So I just love Harry Potter. And to see it keep going after all these years is so dope. But so my Harry Potter memorabilia was stolen off my desk and stuff like that. On top of like my first day, kids making me cry, mainly because I couldn't cuss them the fuck out. Okay, it's your job, friend. Like, it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy, right? So, then that fifth period that made me cry ended up being my best period. Like, they loved me, I loved them, and they did their work for me. Okay, so this is a brief teacher story, but it still ties into what Tomei doing, like where she been, where I'm at, because all of it gonna make sense, I promise you. So I'm at this underserved school. I have all these things going on at home, all this trauma. When I say at home, I mean outside of work walls, just in all areas of my life, something going on. Something going on, right? Even the dog got sick at one point. I'm just like, if one more person don't act right in my life, I'm going to lose it. And I literally lost it, okay? So I'm at work, and things just are so unpredictable. So it's dysregulating my already unregulated nervous system, right? I'm already driving way from where I live at 21 miles to work. And then I got to still drive them same 21 miles home in traffic, right? So that's one layer or another layer to it. I got to buy my own supplies. Oh, okay. The curriculum is easy to teach, but they don't want to. They don't want to do their work because they know that I cannot fail them. They're going to do the bare minimum. Didn't know that. Didn't know that we wouldn't have power some days. Didn't know we wouldn't have Wi-Fi some days. Didn't realize how much it would impact me as a teacher. But on a positive note, everyone loved me. When I say everyone loved me except for the ones who didn't. And you know who you are. When I say keep your enemies close, your friends close and your enemies closer, that shit is for real. Because I started to realize who that fucking hater was on my hallway, who would go out their way to call admin on me. Yeah. She was calling admin on me because in a short period of time, I had cultivated the trust and love and respect of these students just for solely being me. Like, soon as I got to work, a student would find me and come talk to me and just dump on me. That was another layer. I couldn't even get through my own problems, and I'm over here listening to a child's problem. Sometimes I'm listening to what the adults are going through. You know what I mean? Just talking, shooting the shit. But it's like, damn, I wish I could help you. So it's one of me, and it's 200 of y'all. So I would do things like bring personal items for the girls. I would do things like bring little waters because the water was not great. Even for me, like, I couldn't go to the restroom when I needed. If I had a problem child and I would call on admin, I could not get help from admin. They would just leave me hanging, which was another layer of trust and dysregulating my nervous system, right? So I'm doing this for months and months. I taught for damn near 2 years, y'all. I just stopped teaching May 2024, okay? And I started in 2022 teaching. And I worked in IT in 2021. So I had been at this company for quite some time because, like I say, when I commit to something, I commit. That's just that cancer in me that just, I'm going to be just so loyal to a fault to where it literally will make me, something will have to knock me down. And it literally got to the point where I got knocked down. But let me finish giving you the tea about being a teacher, which just knocked me off the map. So not only is the school underserved, the printer's always down, so I can't print backup assignments. On top of me running late, so I'm not prepared as well as I should be. You know, my lesson plans had to be done by a certain time, so I knew what I was teaching for the week every week or whatever. But if I needed supplies, I was like, damn, they need 3 weeks to order the damn supplies because they don't do us right. You know what I mean? So dealing with all of that, dealing with the stress of driving to work and all this other stuff, dealing with all the trauma in my personal life, right? Dealing with students trying to commit suicide in my classroom, dealing with kids bringing guns to school, dealing with fights, dealing with, like, I witnessed a kid, one of my students, on top of that, get jumped by 10 other guys. They literally stumped this boy head in. I'm from the hood, don't get me wrong, but I ain't never seen no hood shit, like no ghetto shit like that, okay? I was like, you know, like I was literally seeing teachers get hurt trying to help this boy. I didn't know what to do. I'm not equipped to come jump in to get beat up because I'm trying to help this other kid. So I was traumatized by that. So traumatized. Y'all, like, You couldn't believe. So it started to kind of be understood that Miss Richard can't handle chaos. Miss Richard can't handle that. Y'all know she gonna start crying. Y'all know she gonna get quiet. Y'all know her. Y'all know her. Like, come on, y'all. Like, this Miss Richard, let's not do her like that. So it quickly became known, like, what kind of person I was around campus. So, I actually had got in trouble because we had a Zoom phone call about that fight and how two teachers got hurt, but never was the mental capacity addressed to some of those. Me, i.e., being me, who ain't never experienced no shit like that. Seeing a kid get jumped like that should not be normalized. Like, no, but that's a whole nother story for a different day. That just added to another layer. I guess I can kind of like fast forward to the point where my bladder started getting weak from holding my urine for several hours on end because nobody could cover my class or no one would cover or come to my aid when I requested it in the group chat. It had got to a point where I didn't have a bowel movement for 2 weeks from holding it, again, from not being able to go to the restroom. So my body is starting to shut down. Like, the trauma that I'm adding to my body in all these different ways, being in this environment, on top of everything that's going on in my personal life, right? So this went on for quite some time. I'm getting stressed. I'm getting worried. I want to do well. I'm getting in trouble for all my kids passing. I'm getting in trouble for my kids loving on me. Getting in trouble because I don't love the kids correctly, meaning because I don't bust a bubble and belittle them and act like Matilda Daddy. I'm big, you small mentality. I'm right, you wrong mentality, instead of like treating them with respect, which is why they respect me. I can get my kids to do what I asked of them because I came at them with that. My problem was not with the children. My problem was with admin. And I think admin just didn't like me as a person, and it really hurt. And I felt like stupid. I felt vain. The filter gone, but anyway, you'll get a raw one. I felt stupid. I felt vain for really hard of being like, they fucking with me because of who I am as a person. I'm such a light. I'm such a great. And it's okay. Like, I used to did not like bragging on myself. I used to think that was just so unhumble to like brag on yourself. But when it's the truth, it's the truth. And when everybody say the same thing about you, it got to be the truth, right? And I kind of rise to what people view me as in that positive way, right? Just recognizing like, okay, damn, like, okay, you that girl. It's period. It's okay to be that girl. And to step into that girl, it's okay. And I would get so many check-ins. Like, I was like, asking, because I had a good relationship with almost everybody on campus. I was, in passing, like, so I got visited today. Did you get visited? And you got to visit it again? They ain't came to my, like, so just finding out, like, I was having a target on my back that I didn't even know about. Right? And so that fucked with me because I didn't know how to separate work Tomei and Tomei apart because Tomei gonna give her all, right? So how I know you not attacking me and you got a problem with me? But of course that come with growth. That come with understanding that things are a catalyst. That comes with understanding certain situations is for a lesson. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about you. And that bitch across the hall she was doing too much. She was doing too much. And me and her got into it. So I think that also was a problem because one day, as I'm going through all these things and I'm on my last leg and I'm coming in, like, you don't know what nobody is going through. And so for you to you inserted yourself into my business and you don't even know that I'm fighting for my life. Like, literally fighting for the strength to be here. Because I know if I'm not here for these students, who gonna take care of them? Another layer of responsibilities and trauma that I'm putting on myself because it's one of me and I feel like I need to save all of these things. And anyway, I had some choice words with her. I never cursed her out. I just told her, I just called out. We supposed to be a hallway. We supposed to have unity. We supposed to have each other's back. I would never do you like this. Is somebody that I bought supplies for when the school wouldn't buy her supplies on my little chick as a teacher, which did increase by 20K when I was the IT person for all these schools. So I had came up a little bit, but at what cost? Again, think about the cost of things. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm not driving around. Yeah, I'm stationary. But now I don't have the time to decompress. Someone's always talking to me. There's no time. My lunch break, off period. Like someone is always, and if they not, I'm in a meeting. If not, like it's just it was. I was constantly on for damn near 2 years. Okay, and it just got to a point where I well, my body was telling me if I didn't sit down on my own and willingly and knowingly, which I didn't have the discernment to know, I'm gonna make you sit down. And let me tell you how. So, it just got to a point where my face started breaking out. My depression was at an all-time low. My anxiety was at an all-time high. Mind you, since I've been working for this company, I had been in therapy and documenting everything in my personal and professional life. That is the only thing I have had on my side. And I'll get to why that matters. So, I'm having a period. And I know I'm grown now because I never would even tell my own husband when it was that time of the month. But I'm telling the world that I was having a cycle or a period, whatever you call it, for days and days and days, almost like a month, maybe even 45 days. I track it in the calendar. So it was a long time. And it could have been period pause or something like that because like I said, this was breaking out. There was hyperpigmentation that I'm still suffering with to this day, from what happened starting earlier this year and some of last year, to be honest with you. So let me kind of like give you another backstory. So I feel like what I'm about to say in the next couple of videos is probably the most important. And last year, 2023, my best friend decided she wanted to go to Jamaica for her birthday. You know, we made it happen. Well, she made it happen and told us what we need to do, where we was going, what we need to pay, what we need to do. Because that's what she gonna do. She gonna let you know. And I need somebody to let me know. Because I be lost. I be, I'm walking down the street with my heels on, just in my own world. Tell me what to do. Ground me. Because, baby, I'll be gone. So, it was a couple's trip. So, my spouse and I went. It was like the best thing that could have happened for our relationship. Best thing. Fell in love with each other all over again. Had all these high hopes and dreams and fun. Like, it was great. Because you know why? It wasn't about bills, babies, or any other bullshit, as I like to call it. The 3 Bs. Right? It's the type of stuff that make a nigga run to somebody else because it ain't about the bills, the babies, or the bullshit. So we were in a honeymoon phase on this trip. But so all of that, be it that was the best trip of my life. Like, I felt like I was able to connect with God. I was able to be happy, be light, be free. I felt free. I felt like a veil was lifted off of me that I didn't know was here on me in the States. I was so caught up in the everyday grind of life that I didn't know that it was decreasing the quality of the veil was taken over me, off my eyes, so I can really like see what life was. People in Jamaica, I had never been to Jamaica, but the people in Jamaica were happy. They did what they wanted to do. They had so much love for their country, for themselves, for them as people, they were proud, and it made me proud to even be there and be grateful to be like in their presence. Like, I've always had this spirit of gratitude. If you don't remember, like every Friday I used to do these celebration lists on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram, and that's still there, haven't changed. And I even still have a gratitude journal. Like, even though I don't post them, I still very much so take every day, like, I'm grateful for this. Even for the smallest thing. Thank you for this parking spot. Thank you for this $5 on this car so I can get to where I need to go. Just no matter how big or small. Gratitude, it doesn't matter how big or small. Anyway. And that's why my brand now is called The Gratitude Brand. But anyway, just living life, eating great food that don't make me bloat, don't break my skin out. Great air, beautiful, beautiful views. Like, just the quality of my life for those 7 days was so amazing. So amazing. And before then, I had went to Chicago for a work trip on how to, just learn some new things about the curriculum that I was teaching. Learn all this good stuff. They sent me all the way to Chicago, spent all this money to send me to Chicago for this retreat for the school, and they had different subjects, of course, or whatever. But I was grateful to go. That my job believed in me to send me. Right, my fault. Right. So the reason why I brought up Chicago was because before I went, or the week that I left, my husband had got me a brand new 2023 Audi Q7, and I was fine with my little 2019 Honda Accord, baby. It was a Bentley to me. That was my favorite car and still is my favorite car. My first car was a Honda, so I just always had love for Hondas. And honestly speaking, I felt like I didn't deserve that car. And it was probably because I didn't buy it for myself. The looks I would get when I would get out, believe it or not. And I never want to feed into that. But when it happens so many times, it's like, I cannot be making this shit up. Like, y'all really don't like me because I'm getting out of this car. And I thought that was so weird. And that could have been why things happened the way that they happened. But anyway, so got the new car before I went to Chicago. Had this beautiful trip in Jamaica. Get back from Jamaica, and my mental health declines even more because now I know, and I get a little taste of how I should be living my life. Right? I should be living my life in a way that I see fit. I should be doing what I want to. And that includes paying bills, that includes going to work, that includes following the rules. But it should be something I want to do and something that should be free and not feel like a jail. It should not feel like more rocks in my backpack weighing me down, right? Which, with the burdens of other people's problems, as I'm just trying to wake up and do my job as a teacher. The things that I saw were unreal. And I've only talked about a few of those things in these short 3,200 videos that I'm sending y'all. Side note, when I say y'all don't like me, I'm talking about strangers. I'm like, it wasn't nobody close to me because I had already learned, like, don't talk about certain things, don't show certain things, just let shit happen, live your life. I have so many pictures of me in the Audi and I never posted them. Just like, I think the last time I like really posted was me in Jamaica because I was just so happy, you know what I mean? But anyway, we were understaffed, so I was covering a lot of different classes. I'm back to the teacher's part of the story. I'm covering classes on my off period. I already teach 6 classes a day, 2 AP, 4 regular. I'm an elective, so I teach 9th through 12. I also teach special needs as well because it is an elective, right? So I'm dealing with all kind of kids all day. I'm also dealing with kids who are English is not their first language. So I also have to know how to reach these kids. So I'm reaching kids who are special needs. I'm reaching kids whose English not their first language. I'm trying to reach kids who only get to eat and charge their phone while they at school. So they dealing with that on top of my regular class. My regular way of teaching, right? So just all these layers. On top, and I'm doing all this while I gotta pee and possibly boo boo, okay? And I always get seasonal depression in the summertime. But as all this other trauma has been going on, and I'm getting these other experiences of how I want to live my life, I started getting depressed around my grandma's death, the anniversary of my grandma's death. I mean, excuse me, the seasonal depression is the anniversary of her death in the summertime. But then I started getting depression around her birthday of her. So her birthday is October 4th, and so October 3rd, I was like, I really don't want to. So I'm overworked already. I'm super stressed. Feel like we've been in school for 3 months when we only had been in school since like August. Um, it's October. Mind you, I had gotten in big trouble because I took off September, the week of September that I already put in for, and I had already been paid for before the school year even came back. Like, this only my second year teaching, friend. Like, come on now, like, don't do that. So anyway, I was already kind of like on thin ice with them for that situation. And so I also was already on probation for work on the action plan. Like, I still showed up every day, hi, like trying to do my best every day. Like, I could have really fed into it and just sat up there and did nothing all day. But yeah, I'm still trying. Yeah, I'm still being innovative. I got one Chromebook and 32 students in one class. Like, what y'all want me to do? Like, I'm telling y'all, it's so much stuff that was going on that they made my fault. That had nothing to do with me. But because they knew they could do that to a person like me, they did it to me. And I feel like that was very predatory. But anywho, called in October 3rd. Didn't really feel like going in. Dropped my kid off to school. It was a rainy day, I'll never forget. Coming back home, turning into my apartments. I hear an engine rev up. And next thing I know, the car hit me going full speed. Full speed. I slid into another car. I hit my head on the window or whatever. They hurts me doing this right now. It's crazy. Hit my head on the window. Um, one thing about that new car, baby, and when I got it, it only had 7 miles on there too. But anywho, all the windows go down. I got hit so hard, my phone, everything flew to the left. My legs got. I forgot where I was in the last video, but anywho, engine revved up. They hit me. My head hit the thing. Everything flew to the left. So, coffee that I had just got, fresh hot coffee, because I'm like, I'm just trying to be productive at home. Scars my beautiful legs up. If you know me, if you heard me say anything, I say my best asset about myself is my legs. I love my legs. I feel like my legs come before like anything on my face. Like, I love my legs. So I was like, oh man, I burned my legs up. They had to put me in a neck cone or whatever because I was smushed in. I was smushed into another car or whatever, and so I had to wait till that other car move before they can get me out of my car or whatever. And so I'm already sad because of the seasonal time that it is. My grandmother's death. I'm already stressed out from work, and then I'm already stressed out from personal things in my life, right? And I'm already feeling guilty that I took off because who gonna cover my class? Who gonna cover the other classes? Who gonna teach my class? How far behind is my kids gonna get? Am I gonna get fired? You know? And I just needed a day. And I took this day, had this horrible 3-car accident, which resulted in 3 herniated discs and a burnt leg, months and months and months of physical therapy, which led to having me get an epidural shot, epidural steroid shot to like help with the swelling in my neck, because my neck literally hurt every day up until I got that shot, that I was rescheduled several times because I was very apprehensive about it. Like, no, because I got a real epidural in my back from 10 years ago, and that shit still hurts. Especially when the weather changes, and that shit hurts. But anywho, so had 3 herniated discs in my neck, had to go through all this physical therapy. So let me add more, stress to what I'm already going through. Even though I had that wreck, I went to work the next day with a neck pillow because I couldn't move my neck. My neck was stuck. Forgot to tell y'all that. But anywho, because I was just so committed to going to work. Who gonna cover my kids? We don't have enough teachers, so let me go in here with this pillow on my neck so I can teach. And then I could just go home after because I had 8 period off, so I could just go home or go to the doctor or whatever. definitely had no license. I don't even know if the dude who actually put his name on the paper was really him because he never showed up to no court thing. I'm still fighting this court case a whole year later. I'm still fighting this car wreck over there because we ended up having to sue him. And so I don't have a car. I work 21 miles from where I live, so I'm Ubering to work. I'm Ubering to work and I'm Ubering home. Already on my salary. No complaints. Eventually, the lady across the hall, I'll never forget her. Shout out to her. I love you for what you did. She came pick me up every day, and she brought me home every day. She didn't even let me give her gas money. So whenever I do get some money, I'm gonna do something really nice for her, cause I still have my number and I still check in on her. So like the last month of me not having a car, so that happened in October. I didn't get a car till Thanksgiving break. So you go to work 5 days a week. So yeah, work that out. I think it was almost $500 and something because I ended up getting reimbursed for it in the end. But living in it every day and sacrificing and just being grateful, like okay, I still got my job. I ain't too hurt. Just finding like things to just not add on to whatever I'm doing. I don't know how long the sound been weird in my videos, and I don't know what for, but go ahead on with all that. I'm getting to the point of my message and where Tomei been. Okay? Okay, so I make it, thug it out, get a car, come back, still coming to work, still fighting my ass off to get to work. I gotta let the people know when I get there. Okay? Even if I'm on time, I have to let them know that I'm here. They need to know what time. That's how bad it was. But I'm still thinking like, I'm great. I'm on my meds. I'm going to therapy. I'm seeing my psych doctor. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, I'm getting up. And then it got to a point where I can't get up. Like, it's so much of a struggle. And it's only so much, so many times I could tell y'all I can't do this. But again, I'm still documenting it. I'm still going to therapy. I'm still talking to the lady about what's going on. I'm being very honest with my supervisor because they do make you feel safe. That's one thing I can say. I was able to tell them everything about how I feel. I can't say that. Now, whether they had the resources to do stuff with that at that location, or if they fuck with me like that for real, that's them. Whatever. Then it comes to a point where I have to go to court. I've been subpoenaed for my car wreck, January. I want to say it was January 26th or January 28th because it was a Friday. And I have a great relationship with my kids, like I said. A girl comes into my classroom because it's so chaotic. I don't be knowing who in my class, who not, because my class so big and there's so many moving parts, and I'm just trying to So, I remember what I had on and everything that day. I had on red, black, and white. I'll never forget that. This happened early in the morning. So I already told y'all in the previous stories, everybody know Miss Rich can't do fights. Miss Rich can't do all that rah-rah. And then it got to a point where I was being like this with them, like how I'm being with y'all, because I can't be professional no more. I can't hold that up no more. Girl come up to the girl, talk nuts to her. I was like, baby, you gotta get on out of here with that. Like, we not doing that. It's too early. It's first period. Like, no, go ahead. I want to say it was a block day, so we was in there for a long time. So I don't know what happened, but the student that the girl came in there to like check, she started hyping herself up. She even calls her mama to tell her like, I'm finna whoop this hoe. I'm letting you know. I'm calling you to let you know I'm finna whoop this hoe. And the young lady, had just came back from beating somebody up. So I was like, you just came back. I'm happy to see you. Let's not make the same decisions that we did to get us removed from here. Cause I'm blocking the door, so I can't let her out. Then at some point she's like, I'm going out the window. And then she comes back and I'm like, I know we're not gonna push me, right? Like, you're not gonna push Miss Richard. Like, we're not doing that. Like, come on now. her mama was like, if you fight, I'm beating your ass. So this is what I'm dealing with. Cause what you cut like I still apologize when I cussed to my mama and I'm big 35. You big ninth grade. I don't even know what grade y'all been in ninth grade, but you big ninth grade. And this how you talking to your mama? And this how she talking to you back? Another layer of shit that I'm not used to. I'll be careful I hold the phone. The bitch shit gets to the mad enough to the point where she pushes me. By this time I get somebody attention on my hallway. Because the other girl who not even supposed to be on my hallway is causing commotion. So we holding her in my class. We holding the other girl outside my class. Mind you, she always went down in my room. I had to write statements. I had all kinds of stuff. So I think I was already on the radar for that. Here you go. Somebody always had me in a bucket room. Even while I was gone, my room was the hot spot. So maybe it not have been me. Because the stories that I've heard about my room, Because why is y'all doing that in high school? And I'm like, y'all keep telling me stuff, I'm going to report y'all ass. So we very much so set that boundary. Stop playing with me. I'm grown. But anywho, she pushes me out the way. The weight of the other teacher that's on the door causes it to kind of like fly open. I get smushed by the door. So I'm trying to get from behind the door. But the fight is also going on at the same time. So I got caught in the fight. So I got hit a couple of times. And then I fell. Or whatever. And now the fight's over. And I'm trying to maintain my composure. Because I'm already got this much love. Can you see? I already got that much love. Okay? If you want my student staff my page, because I feel it coming, like it was so juicy. The kids that are quiet, that deemed good kids or nerds, was like, what's tea? Like what? Like, oh my God. So I'm standing here trying to hold my composure. At this point, my anxiety is taking over. And they, like I said, they know Miss Richard can't handle no shit like that. So my supervisor did make her way to where I was, and she was like, could see me about to break down, and she knew to give me her keys to her classroom. I go to her office, which is also a classroom, whatever, and I'm having a panic attack by myself. I forgot to tell you that I was having panic attacks so often. I was having panic attacks every week up until this point, because I'm getting written up every week for something dumb. Like, just because I'm doing it, I'm getting written up for it. Everybody doing it. They ain't supposed to be doing it. But when I do it, it's a problem. That song was by me. That for real. That was my anthem. Because I'm like, dang, what I do? Like, why y'all check? Why? She just did it. And y'all come for me? And I very much so documented that. Like, because no, y'all me fucked up. Like, no. So, I think it's blinking and telling me it's about to be done. And I'm just realizing this. Maybe not. And if you ever had a panic attack, that don't feel good. And I didn't. It hurt. They hurt my body. They physically hurt my body. Mind you, I already had PTSD because now I'm back driving. I'm forced to drive myself to work after this very traumatic accident that I had. So I'm driving all this way thinking I'm about to have a wreck the whole time. So I'm tense. Another layer of trauma that I'm putting my nervous system and my body through every day to get to this job. On top of not knowing, the anxiety of not knowing what my day gonna look like. Are we gonna have Wi-Fi? Is there gonna be a fight? Am I gonna be able to go to the restroom today? Just stuff like that. It got to a point where I was so dehydrated from not drinking water because I can't go to the restroom, which means you're not gonna have BM because you dehydrated, right? So yeah. Anyway, I'm in her office and I'm having this panic attack. And by this time, they were so frequent, I knew how to calm myself down. But I was in a 2-hour panic attack. Like, I was in that office laid on the floor trying to calm my body, and I just couldn't. And mind you, like for a little while, pulling up to that place, it made me feel very uneasy, and I couldn't put my finger on it. So they suggested I take a day off. And the reason why I know that this happened, because like I said, I got subpoenaed to court that Friday. So this happened on the Thursday. That Friday, I think was like the 26th, 28th, I don't know, something like that. It was of this year. And I didn't come back until May. So everything that I said, that I allowed myself to share, is what happened and why I was gone. And so to sum it up, I was definitely coping with drinking. I had to stop drinking. There were some other things in my personal life to where I couldn't carry a firearm. It was pretty much telling me, my psych was telling me, I can no longer see you. If you don't go to a psychiatric home or an intensive outpatient therapy, I'm not, no. You need immediate help, like now. And I'm like, oh, my life's not that bad. Like, I'm just, because I'm saying stuff, but I'm not going into great detail because, of course, I don't have enough time. And be like, I don't want y'all to like drag me a little bit. Like, I'm being vulnerable enough that I can allow, I can allow myself to be. But yeah, so I found and one thing about my job, I had great insurance for the family. Cause I remember at one point when I was working for my family, my $600 coming out of my check, every paycheck, just to have health insurance for my family, child, spouse, myself. Over $600 to be honest. It was like $630 something. And so anyway, I was able to find a place that took my insurance and was gentle with me, because that was the first step in realizing I needed a place to be gentle with me. But that was also the first time I advocated for myself. So if I called a place and it just unsettled me, or if I felt like that wasn't giving me what I need, I'm not giving y'all my money. So again, I found a place, and I started my healing journey. I started my healing process. I had to sign a contract saying that I wouldn't drink or do drugs. I wasn't a drug user at all. I was definitely an alcoholic. And they let me know I was an alcoholic. I was just like, girl, I drink for fun, bitch. Like, what you talking about? But the amount that I was drinking was, nah, baby. That ain't social. That's past a social drink. So it was a lot of being honest with myself, and a lot of like understanding, a lot of like telling myself what I could do versus limiting beliefs. I didn't know that I wasn't kind to myself, especially thinking like I didn't deserve to live on this earth, because it had really got to a point where I thought like not being here was the best route. It'd be better for everybody if I wasn't here. And as much as I am loved, I just thought like, man, I'm a burden to everybody. Like, that'd be alright. They ain't gonna miss me. But now, like, I know better, and I don't have those thought processes anymore. But it's kind of crazy, like, even saying this stuff, thinking like, just earlier this year, it's been a long year. Just earlier this year, that's what I thought was my option, to like not be here. So I'm really, really into the semicolon. I have a semicolon tattoo. And anyway, I'm rambling. And finally, like I said, I finally found a place. I was familiar with mental institution. Some of my family members have been to a mental institution. One of them I had visited before, and So like I said, mental health has been a thing, and it runs in my family. Substance abuse, gambling, addiction. So naturally, like those kind of things, you're going to be predisposed to, And if you don't get the correct tools or have the right experiences, you'll never get to a point where you can understand how to come out on the other side of those things and really understand. So I said all that to say, intensive outpatient therapy. I was in therapy 4 days a week from 1:30 to 3:30, and I was in group, and then 1 hour a week, I believe, I had an individual therapist that I still see to this day. So I started the program in February, and I graduated the day Hurricane Beryl happened. So, or the day after, so July 8th. No, because it happened like early morning. So yeah, July 8th, I graduated the program with honors, my ad. But in the process of being in that program, I transitioned a lot. Um, I don't know if I'm comfortable saying like on this such a big of a platform how my life transitioned, but it definitely transitioned a lot. Um, and my personality haven't changed, but my outlook. I used to be very gaudy and just wear a whole bunch of jewelry, bold stuff, always changing my hair because I was still trying to seek like who am I? What is my identity? So if you know me, if you knew me, I had this long, I like to say I had long, beautiful, healthy hair. I cut it all off. So one of the things towards my healing that I knew I was on coming out on the other side is like I just wanted a new identity, and identity was mine. So I gave away so many bags of clothes to the women's shelter, um, and I just wanted to just kind of like start over in a lot of different ways. And there's so many other stories that I have for y'all that I could talk about, but in due time it will, because it took me a long time to come over here and just be able to say these. And I'm in a bonnet and a lipstick and a tank top. And it's like 3:21 in the morning, and I'm just on here talking. But I feel like some of the best experiences that I've had and growth that I've had was just through conversation. So hopefully, you, if not anything, learn to advocate for yourself and stand up for yourself and understand that mental health is a real thing. And sometimes you may have to disappear and go off the grid and come back even stronger and with a better voice, a more clear voice of what it is that you want to say. So, one of the things towards my healing that I knew I was coming out on the other side is like I just wanted a new identity, and identity was mine. So I gave away so many bags of clothes to the women's shelter, and I just wanted to just kind of like start over in a lot of different ways. And there's so many other stories that I have for y'all that I could talk about, but in due time it will, because it took me a long time to come over here and just be able to say these. And I'm in a bonnet and a lipstick and a tank top. And it's like 3:21 in the morning, and I'm just on here talking. But I feel like some of the best experiences that I've had and growth that I've had was just through conversation. So hopefully, you, if not anything, learn to advocate for yourself and stand up for yourself and understand that mental health is a real thing. And sometimes you may have to disappear and go off the grid and come back even stronger and with a better voice, a more clear voice of what it is that you want to say. I'm still doing the work. I'm still trying to have integrity behind the things that I send out into the world. I still wake up smiling every day. I still have gratitude every day, despite my personal life situations. It don't bother me because I know it's not permanent. I'm not stuck in that. So if I said anything in the last 3,200 videos and 30,000 words, it's just that mental health is very, very important. Take it serious, because if not, it will make you deal with it and sit with it and not run from it. And my experience in therapy, maybe it could be a whole nother thing. Like my experience in intensive outpatient therapy, I was the only woman of color. I was the only person of color. My entire time, I spent my BBL money on my brain and getting my mind right. If the amount of money was insane that I spent, even with insurance, in that program, and I'm still trying to recoup that and make up for that now. Because I didn't work. I had 12 weeks off. I filed for FMLA. I never went back to work. That's why I need to wrap this up. So yes, I went on FMLA because I kept everything documented. I wasn't even much trying to do this. I'm literally just going to therapy and talking about stuff. And when it came time for FMLA to step in and do my paper for my short-term disability, I had no issues because this shit had been 3 years in the making. My rebirth had been 3 years in the making. My second rebirth, my second chance. Yeah, so this is like my second or third. This is actually my third second chance. Yeah, so a lot of people don't get a lot of second chances, but I'm on my third second chance, and I don't take that for granted. And so, like I said, I went on FMLA. I did all this healing, cut off my hair, dyed my hair, went through all these fun things. But now it's like even like I had even shaved it off to like a buzz cut, because at first I had kept it like a little long, on the top, because I was like, oh, like I don't want to be too long. But I did here, and I felt I was smiling the whole time he cut off all my hair. Like it was the most liberating thing, cutting off all my hair. But anywho, went back to work in May, and all those weeks and months that I had putting the work into myself, I forgot to tell you, my anxiety was so high, I was biting my tongue. I had ridges in my tongue, and I thought like, where did this come from? My tongue swollen? No, like I was so clenched all day, every day from living in trauma and survival mode, that all these displays physically was letting me know, like, see, something ain't right. Something ain't right. You bleeding. You biting your tongue. Your face turning dark. Your hair thinning. Like, come on. Like, ta-da. Like, bitch, get it. Come on now. And so, anywho, did all this work. I'm actually, like, to the point where I'm not even on any medication just because I didn't have insurance. Oh, I'm telling y'all, I'm obviously. We get to a point, but I just want to be in tune with my body. And now I know, like, there's nothing wrong with needing medicine, and it's okay, because some days you need those gaps filled in so that every day can be the same. But anyway, yeah, why my first day back at that job, my job? So tell me why, after day one being back at that place, I was dysregulated. So I got to a point in my healing where I was like, well, so much was going on in my personal life. Was it my job? Was it both? Like, which one? Excuse me. Which one was it? What happened? Baby, it was 90% of that damn job. Because I had been dealing with stuff in my personal life for years. And it could have just all came to a head at the same time. But for me to fix one thing and then come back over here and it's still broke, baby, it's you. It's you. It's you. I don't want you. Baby, when I tell you I was there for all of like a week, book pieces, I don't care. They was like, because I had already resigned before I went back. I had an end date. I couldn't, I was like this close to making it to where I would still get paid through the summer and still keep my benefits. I said, fuck all that, baby. Y'all keep that. I need my sanity, baby. Cause what did it for me, y'all? A student, I let a student pop some popcorn because they was hungry. Gave them my popcorn. Asked these people, do you know how to pop popcorn? That girl looked in my face and said yes. Next thing I know, the whole school outside because she done set off the smoke alarm. It's so smoky. I ain't even supposed to have a microwave. I told the school y'all can have that microwave because we ain't got no, how we supposed to heat up our food? I bought a microwave from my hallway. And guess what? Well, from my room. And when I left, I said my hallway can have it. That was a nice microwave. Very, very nice microwave. So I did stuff like that. Best believe, like, my mark is still left on that school. I still talk to my students frequently and check them. So, yeah, let me land my plane with this story, baby. Because, yes, the student pops popcorn, had the whole school outside or whatever. So I just knew that day I quit. I was like, baby, everything packed up. That badge, that motherfucking laptop, that with that lap cover I put on that bitch, y'all can have it. I'm outie. This ain't worth it. And then I kept getting these emails about exit survey. Baby, I wrote a survey so long, and I talked about them so bad and myself in that survey because I had been wanting to sue them for mental distress. I don't even know if you could really do that for real, but that job had me so stressed the fuck out that it had me literally considering if I wanted to be here or not. And what made me know that it was my job, when I came back, and after one day, y'all had me like back to where I was from 4 months ago. And I literally wrote all of that down because if anything can let you know about all these videos, I very much so know how to create a picture. And it ain't a fictitious picture. I'm putting the pieces together. Maybe I can paint a picture. I can paint a puzzle, baby. And I'm gonna make you make 2 + 2 = 82 with all my facts. Baby, when I tell you I received a deposit in my account, I was like, oh, y'all gave me my little contract, a buyout, and y'all told me if I quit, I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna get that. Yeah, clock some tea on it. Clock some tea on it. So, I don't know if it's an update necessary, but I'm thriving, I'm alive, and I'm doing well. Still very beautiful, and I still feel like I have so much more to share. If you watch any of these, thank you for your time. Through all the jokes, through all the stories. So, yeah, let me land my plane with this story, baby. Because, yes, the student pops popcorn, had the whole school outside or whatever. So I just knew that day I quit. I was like, baby, everything packed up. That badge, that motherfucking laptop, that with that lap cover I put on that bitch, y'all can have it. I'm outie. This ain't worth it. And then I kept getting these emails about exit survey. Baby, I wrote a survey so long, and I talked about them so bad and myself in that survey because I had been wanting to sue them for mental distress. I don't even know if you could really do that for real, but that job had me so stressed the fuck out that it had me literally considering if I wanted to be here or not. And what made me know that it was my job, when I came back, and after one day, y'all had me like back to where I was from 4 months ago. And I literally wrote all of that down because if anything can let you know about all these videos, I very much so know how to create a picture. And it ain't a fictitious picture. I'm putting the pieces together. Maybe I can paint a picture. I can paint a puzzle, baby. And I'm gonna make you make 2 + 2 = 82 with all my facts. Baby, when I tell you I received a deposit in my account, I was like, oh, y'all gave me my little contract, a buyout, and y'all told me if I quit, I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna get that. Yeah, clock some tea on it. Clock some tea on it. So, I don't know if it's an update necessary, but I'm thriving, I'm alive, and I'm doing well. Still very beautiful, and I still feel like I have so much more to share. If you watch any of these, thank you for your time. Through all the jokes, through all the story. Bottom line, advocate for yourself, stick up for yourself. Don't work for no culture that is toxic. It was very they made it seem like they cared about you. they'll do some shit like fuck over you and then want to buy you pizza. No, this I can't do it. And then mind you, our school was on the news for poor school conditions. A student had set a microwave on fire. All this stuff, y'all. Like nothing had changed. I'm glad I'm gone from there. And I heard it's doing so much better. And I was like, it can only be up from here because the bar was in hell. So I feel sorry for them, for the man running that school, like for real, because he seemed like a nice Christian man. But anyway, advocate for yourself, know what's right, love yourself more than anybody else can, because nobody gonna love you more than you. Can't nobody get you out your situations but you. Okay? So again, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, peace. Alright, so my name is Tomei. I am 52 years old. That's what I used to tell my students. I was in my 50s. But I'm 35 years old. And yeah. Okay, wait. I don't like that. I fucked up. Is this live? It's live. Oh my god, I got so nervous.